Wow, okay. Okay. Hey. Hi. Welcome back. Seriously, welcome back. Thanks for showing up and showing out. Here I am, sitting here, about to get ready to pack my gear up for a show I'm playing tonight in Windsor. And I get an idea to film my process on how I prepare my setup for a live show. Perfect. So that's what we're covering today. If you notice, I've got a brand new mic in my hand, the CM15 by Teenage Engineering. Woo! It's crispy. It is crispy. So I'm excited. Super big shout outs to Teenage Engineering for sending me this microphone. I couldn't be more pleased with it. It's such a beautiful piece of gear. It truly is. So if you notice as well, I'm trying a different format, got to change things up to stay inspired and continue creating and always try to just make something new, I suppose. I've been super inspired by some YouTubers that I've been watching recently. Justin Monarch, I think his name is, The Monarch Diaries. Phenomenal channel, really inspiring me a lot in terms of approaching videos and just trying different things. So I appreciate you sticking around even this far. So before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe. It super helps the channel, super helps. I don't even like saying that. Okay, back to the video. So generally when it comes to my live shows, I try my best to avoid bringing a laptop. I just don't like having the excess on stage. I also don't like bringing around a $4,000 MacBook Pro to a stage. It just doesn't feel right for how much I use it for producing and video editing and everything I do. So it's too important that way. Maybe one day I'll be able to have two. So I rely on the Machine Plus standalone and the SP404 Mark II, which yes, both are standalone. And they both serve a different purpose for me. So the Machine Plus takes care of all of my live performance beats with the finger drumming, and the SP404 Mark II covers all of my produced tracks that I have. So if I've made a batch of new beats, it's fun. I can just throw them on the SP404 and kind of interchange between live beats and fully produced tracks. Now, the thing with the Machine Plus is it's definitely got its drawbacks in terms of computing power. I can only really put about 8 songs in a set. So that doesn't leave me a lot of room because let's be real, like the beats are maybe a minute long, 2 minutes long, and you're trying to cover 45 minutes, you're gonna need a few sets to cover that. So I generally like to cap it at about 8 beats. If I can squeeze a few more, great. If not, I cap it at about 8 beats. And then I transition over to the SP404 Mark II. And then that allows me to load up another set on the machine and still keep the vibe going and playing beats that I'm super hyped on and generally are newer beats. It's just really fun. I love the combination of the two. The routing is really straightforward. I've been asked so many times about the routing, and hilariously, it's literally stereo out of the Machine Plus into the SP404 Mark II using external source, and output out of the SP404 into a DI or whatever they're using. If it's a mixer, I'll go to RCA, whatever I got to do. But it's really simple. It's super simple. And then the other part of my setup is my vocals. The reality is I don't travel with a sound engineer. One day I will. Fingers crossed, one day I will. But right now, when I go do my shows, I generally am covering my own effects, and I like having those extra vocal embellishments. It kind of like, I don't feel like the strongest singer, so they kind of help me get a boost of confidence that way when I throw on some delays. It allows me to kind of take a breath and not have to like hold the notes so long or just change it up and make it a little bit more spicy, So I really enjoy having that control. And right now, my pedal setup is kind of bothering me. If you have any suggestions for vocal effects live, drop it in the comments below. I've seen a lot of people use the TC Helicon Voice Live. I think it's Voice Live 2, something like that. It seems like it might be overkill for me. And it also just seems like that company doesn't exist anymore. I'm not sure. I'm not like dogging them. It looks like a great piece of gear, but I just, when I go to their website, I'm like, is this ever going to get an update? Because that thing got released like a decade ago, right? maybe I'm wrong. I sound like I'm talking trash. I really don't mean to. Nothing but love. But yeah, I'm trying to find something that can cover some, cover a little bit of minimal mixing, meaning like EQ, if I can just be able to push the top end a little bit and cut out some of the bottom end. Because some venues I play, the sound tech might not really know what the tone is that I'm really going for. So if I can give him a starting point, as far as where I like mine to sit. And in bigger venues, I don't really need to do that, but it's in the smaller ones that it's more important for me. So right now I use a Radial Voco Loco, and it's basically like a pedal mic preamp and DI. So it allows you to send your mic signal through a chain of pedals and back in, and you can mix the dry wet. Which is amazing. And then you send a balanced output to the sound tech, and voila, you're able to control your effects and have a boosted mic signal that way. But that being said, I go from that into my Roland Space Echo, and I have a chorus pedal by MXR, a loop pedal, but the reality is, like, I just really like the vocal preamp and the Space Echo. So part of me thinks like maybe I can just create a more minimal setup that allows me to set it up in front in my case with my Maschine and SP404. Maybe I can figure out a way to set it up that way, because soon I'm embarking on a new project with the same friend that helped me make my beautiful desk here, and he's helping me build that same sort of inlaid vibe inside of the Rode case I use. So the Rode case I use for my setup is a Traktor S4 Rode case. It fits the Maschine Plus and the SP404 perfectly, with like a, maybe an inch or a half inch on each side plus the foam. So it's a perfect setup for that. Even the depth of it, if I set them up a little bit further back, I can maybe fit some pedals in the front. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk about that with him and see what the best option is. But I really love that look, and I think it would be amazing if my setup was that live, like that would be crazy. That would be so crazy. So I'm thinking of a few different ways of doing it and seeing what we can come up with. So make sure you check out the videos that are going to come. What am I even talking about? I'll have some videos on the process, so make sure you check those out. So lastly, with my setup, I really love the compact feel of it because it pretty much all fits in a Traktor S4 Rode case. My microphone, see, the pedals don't. Now that I think about it, I always have to bring an extra case for that, which I wish they just fit in that. So, for the most part, if I'm really just playing a beat set, no vocals really, man, that setup is literally the Traktor S4 Rode case, and that's it. And I show up with a stand. Recently, I've been really enjoying sitting and playing. I know that's maybe weird as like a live beat set and performer in that way, but it makes me feel like I'm sitting at my drum kit, and that's something that that's how I started finger drumming, was trying to learn how to play the drums because I lived in an apartment and couldn't bring my drum set in there. So I tried to learn how to play the drums on the pads, and that's what transitioned me into this whole world, and there's something about that feels so right to be sitting and playing, but I understand it might be weird for people at a show if I'm sitting. We'll see. Okay, so let's go through the setup. Let's run this B-roll and check out this rig. I'm gonna try to get some cool shots for y'all to be able to see it in detail, and that's all. Okay, y'all. Check.
I just can't find no peace of mind. I tried so hard but still can't find. Wish I could just go press rewind. Turn the dial back in time. Said I want you to know that it ain't all just for show. so hard, but still can't find you. Wish I could just go press rewind and turn the dial back in time. What a day. Said I want you to stay. Baby, what a day. Said I want you to stay.
I hope you enjoyed the chat about my setup and few left turns I took in my train of thought. But thank you for chilling with me and appreciate you as always. Make sure you look in the description of the video for any of my links to my music or the YouTube channel I mentioned earlier. So much love. I'm out. Peace.
I just can't